Okay, this first lick will cover measures 1 and 2 of your tablature, and it's going to use a lot of pick blocking. Pick blocking means basically muting with your fingers here, which if you're using the benders, you can't do palm blocking, right, because your palm's way up here. So to do muting with your right hand, you're going to have to grab the strings, right? So let me play this a few times just to get it in your head, and I'll kind of get used to playing. It starts on the and to beat 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So this is over a D chord on our 12th fret. So it's really easy to move this to other chords. Just your root note is either on your 6th, 4th, or 1st string, right? For example, if you wanted to play it over a G chord and maybe you wanted it to sound real pedal steely, you know, take that G chord normally on your 5th fret, add 12 to 5, that gives you 17th fret for a G chord up here on your 17th fret. Now check this out. Try it again. Right, so just a real nice pedal steel sounding lick. Okay, so let's dive into this. So real slow. Bar is on all your strings, right? Now look how I'm starting off. So we start off with our benders, this 3rd string benders right under that bone, kind of about that way. The 2nd string benders right here, right? My picks are in between the pickups. I know I said that before, but it's pretty important as far as just getting real comfortable with that. Thumb's in front of my index finger. And I'm starting off this with my thumb on 3rd string, index on 2nd, and middle on 1st string, right? Now, when I pluck that 3rd string, these fingers aren't moving. Okay, and then I go. So then when I pluck my 2nd and 1st string, then I push the bender down. Now, right after I push the bender down, notice the rest after that. That's going to be where I do my first mute or pick block. So it kind of cuts it off to get more of that chicken picking kind of country sound. Oop. So you want to hear the bend all the way and then mute. It's hard to play slow. Now, once you're there, right? Once you're there, if you notice the tablature, and I'll kind of explain what that tab is, the arrow's pointing straight up. That means a pre-bend, meaning you're plucking that and you've got that bender down right there. You're going to do that twice. So we got mute. So there's all of measure 1. Now notice, let's slow that way down to focus in on the pick blocking. That's where you're getting all that country sound. Notice when I'm playing these, how my thumb is on that 3rd string, not moving. And then when I play that last note of that measure, that 12th fret 3rd string, I'm touch those 1st and 2nd strings with my index and middle to mute those out. And then we do that. That's measure 2. So when I do that, in measure 2, once again I start with it up, and I'm playing 1st and 2nd string, 12th fret, and then right when I kind of mute and then pluck right there. Right, but when I play that 3rd string with my thumb, this bender is down. Right, I play that with my thumb. I touch that 1st and 2nd string, and then that bender's down, and I'm going to pluck that 1st and 2nd string again, let it up, and then pluck it open. It's kind of a lot. Let me do it slow. Measure 2. Real slow. Bend, mute, or let me see. Basically, when you hit that third string, you're muting almost at that exact same time. And then that bender is down. Pluck it again. And then pluck it with your bender up. But you don't really want to hear that bender come up. I mean, I guess you could. There's various different licks you could do from that. Okay, so measure 1 again so we don't forget. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. There's measure 1. Measure 2. Both put together, measures 1 and 2. I'll play that several times just to really get that in your head. And watch when I do that, that's the bend, right? And keep in mind, keep your shoulders real relaxed. Your arms are out by your side. They're real relaxed. You're really just moving that hand and your wrist, you know. And the whole time you're not hitting this third string bender at all, but you're just kind of laying your hand there, but you're not pushing it down. This is only with that second string bender. That's kind of a tricky one, but just get that ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-da, ba-da-da. You can move that all around the neck. Do it up higher. It has more of a pedal steel sound. Just keep in mind, wherever you move it, it's a root position lick. So wherever you move it, just follow that low string root and you're good. I think I'm really going to have to be tuning throughout this lesson. So okay, there's that lick. I'm going to go ahead and tune up and we'll move on to the next one. Okay, so I'm back in tune. And let's check out this next lick. This one is inspired by the chord progression to Sleepwalk, which is what's called a 1, minor 6, 4, but it's a minor 4, 5 progression. So a 1, 6, 4, 5, which is a real common progression from the 50s, but our 4 chord is actually going to be a minor 4. And that's really shows you a good use for these benders in getting minor chords. Now keep in mind, check out the time signature there. We're in 6/8, which is has a 3 feel, right? It's going to sound like this. Play it a few times. Right? Okay, so we start off with a C chord, and it's just a nice arpeggio. And that's just on your 4th string, thumb, index, middle. Bring middle up for 1st string, middle back to 2nd string, index on 3rd string there. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The whole time my hand's in position to push the benders down, but I'm not pushing anything down yet. Now, in the next measure, it's going to be measure 4, right? I'm just going to let everything kind of ring out, and then I'm just plucking that 2nd and 1st string and pushing my A bender, or that 2nd string bender down. When I say A, I meant what string this is in open D tuning. You know, A, it's the A string, so I call it the A bender. Now, I'm going to leave that bender down, making sure it doesn't come up so that it's in tune well, right? Moving it down to my 6th fret. And then I do 4. I'm going to say the strings now. 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1. Thumb, index, middle, middle, index, middle. But the whole time that bender is down, that 2nd string bender is down all the way, making sure you're not just a little bit off, otherwise it'll sound out of tune. And then we slide that down to the 5th fret. All right, so once again, 10th fret, C chord, push down that bender, right, and you pluck your second and first string. Yep. Go down to 6th fret with the bender still down. 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1. Slide, and then just let that still ring out and just slide it down to your 5th fret. Now let's talk about the chords, right? Obviously that's 10th fret, that's a C chord, right? Now, when you push the bender down, from previous Duesenberg lessons, you know that gives you your 6th chord, a minor 6th chord, right? On these, basically these 4 strings here. Because that's basically going to give you the notes C, E, A, C, which is a great A minor triad. Right, so all those notes can ring out if you want them to. Let that bender go. And now, when we go to the 6th fret, it gives us an F minor. Well, how did I figure that? Well, a good rule of thumb on the Duesenberg is wherever you have a major chord, right? So up here on our 3rd fret, we've got an F major chord. If you push your second string or A bender down, A string bender down, you and move your bar up 3 frets, right? 1, 2, 3 to the 6th fret. That gives you playing those 4 strings. That gives you the minor version of whatever chord you got 3 frets behind it. So F major here. Push the bar down, move it up 3 frets. It's an F minor. F major. Bar down, up 3 frets, F minor. Good rule of thumb. So that gives us that minor 4 chord. And then we just are going to keep that bar down and move it down 1 fret. It's going to give us a G6 chord. Well, do we want a G6 chord or a G major? Well, for tunes like this, it kind of have that Hawaiian sound, that G6 chord is going to sound great. Now, how did I know that's a G6 chord? Well, because it's the notes G, B, D, but when you push the bender down, it gives you an E. And then it's another G there. So keep in mind, that's several chords there you can get with just this one bender. You can get a minor chord, or you can get a 6th chord. So this, if I'm on my 10th fret, you could call this chord with the bender down, you could call it either an A minor, or you call it a C6 chord. It's the same exact chord. It's just how you want to think about it, I guess, what the bass note player's playing, I guess. Or how you're using that chord, really. So one more time. There we go. Let's go ahead and move on to the next lick.